and we'll give out some contact information because we can help you, through the application to see if you're eligible. And that could be a great boost to your food budget each month. When you talk about people making choices like prescription drugs or rent or keeping the lights on, food tends to be that last choice for folks. And it's also something very personal. But we try to view it as a whole picture. It's all part of making ends meet and living your best quality of life as you get older. It should be, we should mention that, SNAP is for all ages. We're focused today on older adults, but maybe if you're listening and you're thinking of, or if you're watching and you're thinking of your grandparent or your parent who is having some trouble getting to the end of the month with a full cupboard, or if you are over your parents' house and you see that they just don't have the main staple food products that they should, this is something that it's very possible that they could be eligible and not aware, because so many people are unaware, never thought they would need assistance, are ashamed to ask for help, but we're working to break down those barriers so that people who are eligible, who do need the help, can get it and then therefore have a better quality of life.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned early on, I've been with AARP 8 years, right? So is that AARP is extremely powerful and influential, but we can't really accomplish what we need to accomplish with our mission if we don't work in partnerships. And the good news is through connecting with some of these partners like the Health and Welfare Council of Long Island, Harry Chapin Long Island Food Bank, Island Harvest, we're working together and creating a holistic view on how can we identify where there are gaps and how do we fix those gaps. It'd be great, Christine, if you could talk a little history too about, we've had some recent accomplishments in the hunger realm at the state level. Can you hit on those and then talk about the next phase of that and what we've been doing most recently with our partners?
Sure, thank you. Yeah, we started working on the issue of older adult hunger in July of 2010, so we're fairly new to the hunger space. So we lean heavily on our partners that this is their expertise. We mentioned Island Harvest. We work with Hunger Solutions New York throughout New York State as a great program that really helps older adults get that one-on-one assistance like we're doing in the community on Long Island. So we formed a statewide coalition of many different leaders throughout New York that wanted to focus on older adult hunger. What we realized was, before we brought this group together, no one was really focusing on this issue of hunger as it relates specifically to seniors, to older adults. So we were able to convene a really wonderful hunger summit in 2010. And from that summit, you mentioned accomplishments. We had some really wonderful accomplishments alongside our partners. We couldn't have done any of this without the coalition that we built throughout the state. One of which is being additional funding for the Nutrition Outreach and Education Program throughout New York State. It's a huge accomplishment, especially for older adults who really need assistance with the application. And I'll talk more about what we're doing to help improve the application process.
Cool.
Another accomplishment is the removal of finger imaging in New York City. It was a huge barrier for older adults, low-income communities, particularly diverse communities, having to get fingerprinted before you get food assistance.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I don't want to be fingerprinted. Even if I had the really overwhelming need for food and I knew that I could get it, if someone's going to take my fingerprints, I was really happy to see that we had some influence on that policy.
Yeah, having been in the community and heard a lot of people say that they were particularly fearful of getting their finger printed before going through the application process, we're very proud that we were able to work with so many great leaders throughout New York to make sure that part of the application process was removed. Additionally, we helped make sure that the name was changed from food stamps to SNAP in New York. So food stamps has been the federal name, it was changed at the federal level to be SNAP, but here in New York, people still referred to it as the food stamp program. And so the name in and of itself added a lot to the stigma and a lot to a barrier that we're working to break down. When you think of food stamps, people often think of the coupons that they're embarrassed to use at the grocery store, and by changing the name in New York to SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, we believe that over time people will be more receptive to hearing about the benefit, less turned off initially, and really able to learn about how it can really help them or someone they know with food assistance. So fast forward to now, we've been working really hard continuously with our statewide stakeholders group, and we've had another summit in November of 2012, and we've recently released a new recommendations paper. So we talked a lot about, why older adults need assistance in getting through the application process. Well, our report really breaks it down, and there are several common sense solutions that we propose in our report that New York State can implement to really help older adults through the application process. So I'll just go through those recommendations briefly.
Yeah, that's great. Please do.
The first is reducing the length of the application. Jenna mentioned that the length is 6 pages now, and that's something that